Hi folks, it's Ian. Welcome to my channel. I have a shopping haul that I did today that I want to share with you, and I want to get right into it because it is hot and I want to put this food away. So let's get started. Let's get right into it. Now I have 4 bags and I'm trying to maneuver it all around, but okay. I got the Atlantic salmon. Now, it didn't come in 2 pieces like the last time, so I had to go with the 1 piece. But I still have a piece left from the last time. In fact, I'm probably going to eat that tonight. Okay. Now, I did buy another chuck roast. Now, these hauls are very similar from one to the next because I always like to buy basically the same types of meats and things. So this is a Black Angus chuck roast. And these will last for a few meals, those big pieces like that. And that's the only way I can justify paying that much money. The no sugar uncured bacon. I got 2 packs. I bought the heavy whipping cream. I bought 2 of them to make sure that I don't go out because I can't get this in the dollar store. I want to make sure I always have this on hand. Another pack of the hamburgers. Now these, the last time they said $10, but they charged me 12. So honestly, I'll have to look at the receipt. If I didn't lose the receipt and see how much they charged me for this. Now I did buy the salami, and I know I'm trying to get off the salt, a lot of the salt. I didn't buy the links, but I'm still gonna be eating some salt. So I did buy my little salami, and I did buy the mozzarella cheese because I like to make the little mini pizzas, which I haven't had for quite a while. But I will take it easy on that cheese. I won't eat too much of it all at once. And I broke down. Now I decided I'm gonna have the onions and the mushrooms, and I also bought this because there's no seeds in it. It's not going to hurt my stomach, I don't believe. And I use these for sandwiches. They're the long romaine, and I used to do that. I used to make a sandwich out of these, and it works pretty well. So you're not having the bread. I bought the chomps again because the what I was buying, I didn't feel every time I ate it, the Slim Jims. And especially the last ones I bought, they were not Slim Jims, but they were similar. And I knew that they're garbage. So went back to the Chomps. And thank you to the lady who told me about these. Now, I know they're expensive, folks, but I know they're a lot healthier than that other garbage that I've been eating. So I bought some sponges. Here's the onions. I did buy some onions. And they make me feel like, I'm having more than just a piece of meat, and they really give it some great flavor. I did buy the pasture raised eggs, and these were the most expensive, $6.29 or something. I bought these the last time too, but I mentioned, now sometimes I talk, folks, and different words come out of my mouth. Think I mentioned it was free range, but I am buying the best eggs here, and you can tell the difference. The yolk is a totally different color than the cheaper eggs. So I bought 2 of these and provolone. Now I started freezing this, and it works just fine. If I don't need it, it's going in the freezer, so at least I'll have it. And being up on a mountain, I like to make sure I have everything I need. Now, I haven't been able to get these. I've been looking in stores and I couldn't find them, the pork rinds. So I finally found them in Aldi's. They must have been out of stock for a long time. And I like to have these. Now, I don't eat a lot of them when I sit down to eat them. I just have like a handful, very few. But I like to have them on hand. So I ended up, just to make sure I have enough, They'll last forever. So at least I have them in case I can't find them again. Now here's the second heavy whipping cream. These are the Egg Life wraps. I'm gonna make the pizza with these, and they're very good. They only have 3 carbs, 11 grams of protein, and 60 calories. And I haven't used these either for 2 or 3 weeks, so I'm glad to have these on hand. And I bought the sliced mushrooms to go with the onions. Now, to make sandwiches, I did buy the ham, and I know that has a lot of salt in it, folks. And I'm not going to be perfect, and I'm not ready to go completely saltless. So, if I only eat 2 thin slices on my romaine with a piece of cheese, I'm not doing too bad. I think I still have cut down considerably on the amount of salt I was eating because I'm still horrified over those links. 880 for one link. Okay, so I bought some of the bratwurst, original bratwurst, and I like these. And I also bought my avocados that I like to have. What else? I'm sorry, I'm going pretty quick, but I'll go back and I will put the prices on there. I did buy these instead of the jar of peppers, but I have to make very sure that I cut it up and I make sure there's no seeds in it. So I'm going to try that. I think this will be better than the jarred peppers that I was buying because anything in a jar, like it's all processed. So I'll give these a try. And pepper jack cheese, which I'll freeze if I'm not going to use it. I bought a pork butt and I bought corned beef again. I love the corned beef. And these big pieces of meat go into my slow cooker and they make a wonderful few meals. And they also serve for snacks. If I need something to eat during the day and I have saved meat like that, I use it as a snack. Or if you're going out and you're going out to enjoy the day, you could bring your lunch along and take a snack with that meat. So that meat is good to have on hand. And that's it. So that came to over $170. And I don't know how people are managing when they have more people to feed because the prices, even out in Aldi's, folks, the prices are going up and you feel it. You really feel it. That was just 4 bags of groceries. That wasn't a lot. But I know I bought the more expensive things, the eggs and the cream and the chomps. I did. I bought it. The bigger pieces of meat. That one piece, that chuck roast, I think, was $26. So, but I'm not buying all the junk food. I'm not spending money on junk food, and it's serving a few meals, each piece of meat. So that's how I justify it. Now, I'm going to get this into the fridge, but before I do that, I just wanted to talk to you about the onions and the mushrooms. Now, I know that that's not on a carnivore diet. I know the vegetables are not included. And if I keep doing that, there's no way I'm going to reach carnivore. And I've been trying to keep it being a ketovore and not having many vegetables, but I kept my avocados. But the other night, what happened was I must have been hungry, but I was sitting here watching TV, and I had an incredible urge that I just wanted to go down to town and get some Chinese food. And I thought about it for like an hour, thinking, should I do it? Should I do it? I was hungry, and I just felt like I wanted something different to eat. I knew I had hamburgers in the fridge that I was going to have that night, and I was thinking to myself, I don't want a hamburger. some Chinese food, and I was going on about this. And finally, I cooked up the hamburgers with the onions, which helped tremendously having those onions. And I was fine after I ate it. So the moral of the story is don't let yourself get too hungry. Now, I usually don't have thoughts like that. And I don't know if I would call it an actual craving. It was just that I wanted something different. I wanted some variety. And that's why I decided to keep the onions. And I went back with the romaine and I decided to keep the mushrooms. And of course, I have the avocados. So it's what I have to do for now. And I just want to be able to throw that into my meals, folks. Now, I didn't go walking today because I think the air might not have been too bad early in the morning, but I had an appointment with somebody that was supposed to come and look at my stove because they have to hook up a propane tank. And they were supposed to get here at 9 o'clock this morning, and I waited and I waited and I waited, and he never showed up. He never called. So I'm finished with that company. I won't do business with them. I mean, a little courtesy call to say you can't make it goes a long way. So I'm still without a stove, a regular stove. I need to get a propane tank hooked up. So I've been using my little electric frying pan to cook everything that I make. It's either that or my slow cooker. Now I do have air fryers, two of them actually. That maybe I'll cook some of this meat in there. But as you all know, I'm not the greatest cook, and I'm always afraid I'm gonna overcook it, or I wouldn't want to undercook it, but I might try the air fryer. I have a nice big air fryer, a Ninja, I think it is, and I might try that and see how one of these pieces of meat turns out. But now I pulled out. I don't know if any of you have heard, but I pulled out my walking pad a couple of days ago, and because I haven't had room to put it anywhere, and I put it right next to my kitchen table. I don't know if you could see it up over my chair there. So I have used it a couple of times, but not for very long. So I think I'm going to have to get into using that more, especially in this heat and when the air quality is bad, because I need to get some kind of exercise. I've been slacking off with all this bad air. And now I started lifting my little 3 pound weights. Again, I used to do it before I started moving, packing for my move, and I got out of that as well. So I'm back into that. I try to do that every 2 or 3 days. Now, I'm telling you all this because somebody commented and asked me what I do on the days, that I can't get out and do anything. Now, I'm not able to get down and do floor exercises, but I do like to stretch, and I do some exercises while laying in the bed. Well, I'm afraid if I get down on that floor, I won't be able to get back up. And what else did I want to tell you? Oh, there's one thing else I wanted to tell you. Now, you know how I always say that I'm not promoting anything? Well, that has all changed. I applied for the Amazon Associate and the Influencer program, and it looks like I've been approved. However, I had to submit 3 reviews, and they have to be approved before I finally get approved. So I actually submitted 4, and one so far has been approved, and I'm waiting to hear about the other ones. It could take a couple of days. So what I want to tell you guys is that you might see if I'm talking about something in a video, like the electrolytes or certain things that I use and that I feel that I like. I've always wanted to share them. And I am going to start sharing them in my description, and maybe I'll pin it into the comment. So if you want to look at it. Now, if you decide to buy something, I will get a commission, folks, and it will help support this channel. But it will not cost you anything, nothing at all. I would never do it if that was the way it worked. So, I just thought, if I'm when I promote, I don't mean to promote them, but when I'm talking about these certain things, like my magnesium glycinate and even my treadmill. Now I'm going to do a video on that, and I want to show you the next time that I get on, maybe tomorrow morning if I can't get out and walk. And I want to show you that walking pad, and I'll put a link on the bottom for that too. But I'm gonna give it a try. Now I know it's not gonna. I'm not gonna get rich from it, folks, but I figured why not? Really not hurting anybody. And not only that, the winter is coming, and there's gonna be a lot less chances to get outdoors, and it's gonna really keep me busy during the day. And so I'm looking forward to that. But I want to tell you guys that this channel comes first. I don't want to overdo it with, I got my Adirondack Ann channel, I have this channel, and now I have the associate and the influencer going on. But I want to tell you guys that this channel is the most important. And if anything else starts, you know, making me slack on this channel, well, then I have to give it up. Either that or I really have to slow down. Because like I always say, this is the channel that's hopefully saving our lives, or at least contributing to, hopefully helping all of us. So this is most important, even more so than the Adirondack channel, like I say. Now with this weather and the bad the air and everything, I haven't even gone anywhere to make a video for my Adirondack Ant channel. Where was the last place I went? Oh, I was at Moreau State Park there last week. So I'll try to get a video out, but it's not going to be as often as what I do for this channel. So now, is that enough rambling? What else did I want to tell you? I guess that's it. I want to get my food put away. I got to tell you, I was down in the city shopping, and it was 94 degrees down in the city. And by the time I got up to the mountain, it was 88 degrees. So that's a nice, but it's still hot. I have my air conditioner on. It's still very, very hot. So please be careful if you're going outside. I really probably shouldn't even have went out today. I picked a very hot day to go out. But I could see where it's not good for us seniors to be out in that kind of heat. That heat is deadly. So please be safe and try to go out early in the mornings or later in the evenings, which I should have done. But I was worried. I want to get home and get into my air conditioner. Anyway, folks, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.